Hi everyone, welcome to Chill Code. Today we are talking about one of the biggest JavaScript red flags, and that's it, using var. Why we shouldn't use var in JS? I try to explain so simply, so let's go. Reason number one is hoisting. Hoisting in JavaScript means that variable and function declaration are moved to the top of their scope before the code runs, like this. With var, the variable is hoisted but not its value, so it exists but is undefined. With let and const, they are also hoisted, but they don't get default undefined values, so accessing them before declaration gives an error. So simple explanation is var is hosted but stay undefined until assigned. Let and const are hoisted but not accessible before declaration. Before I explain reason number two, I need to explain scope in JS. In JavaScript, we have three types of scope: global scope, function scope, and block scope. Now let's look at this example. I have a variable and I set its value to 3. B is declared outside of any function, loop, or condition. It's globally accessible. That's why we call it global variable, because it's available everywhere. When you try to access B inside the myfunc, function is still recognized and accessible, even you declare outside the function or if statement or loop. But in function scope, B is just declared inside of the function scope, so I can access it outside the function. As you can see, it gives an error because the variable is only available in my func. And now block scope. It's quite similar to function scope, but there are some difference. In block scope, we can't use var. Var can't pick block scope. Otherwise, is not considered block scope. This feature was added to JavaScript after 2015. We can only use let and const in block scope. The main difference is that in block scope, the variable can only use it in a specific block, like in if statement or loop or anything else. Even you can't your variable use in whole of function. For example, variable b can't use in whole of function. You can use only inside of if statement. That's why it's called block scope. Now let's talk about why we can use var. When you use var, it's like giving your variable superpower. It can sneak out of its block and show up wherever in your code, even where you don't want it. It's like having a party and not keeping track of who's invited. This can cause some bugs. But then JavaScript was like, wait, let's fix this. And let and const came through JS. And these variables are much more polite and only stay with the block where you put them, so they won't pop up and surprise you in random place. Another problem with var, you can redeclare the same variable without an error, which can sometimes overwrite your data unintentionally. So use let and const instead of var. Let for variables that can change, const for variables that shouldn't change, and avoid var completely. If you don't want weird bugs in your code, stop using var. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and keep coding.